Hey, everybody. Welcome back to That's Brilliant with PC. Everybody. Okay, I just want to make sure I gotta hold on. So it's been such a long time with me being on. I am so sorry, but I'm so excited to be back to um to share with you some things that I've been doing in my absence on YouTube and stuff like that. And I just wanted to share and encourage you out there. If you have ideas and you want to learn how to make, you know, money online, uh, I don't have a, what am I trying to say? Well, I can only share with from my experience. So let me just take it from there. So, but it's been a fun ride and a journey. So I just kind of want to share a little bit about um, what's been going on. I shared it a little earlier, but I also am going to share on how to make some designs and stuff. So it's random. This is a random video, so I really don't have structure to it. So we'll just see how it goes. But I hope that you'll be encouraged. I hope that you learn something great. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, be sure to like and subscribe. I will be back with some good stuff for you all. Okay. But anyway, so first things first. So back in March, I was challenged to get on the bandwagon of a trend that was going on, which most of y'all know about, like the boots on the ground line dance song, and how viral that has gone. And so by 803 Fresh or what have you. And so, anyway, a friend of mine was like, hey, this will be a good time to just put some stuff out there. And so I did just that. And wow, I had an Etsy store that had been out there for a couple of years. I had not put anything out there. Well, take that back. There was one thing out there, excuse me, one random item. But I didn't get any sales, but of course I didn't promote it either. So I happened to just take on this challenge and make some designs around the theme of the song or what have you. And if I tell you, I went from zero to what is it? Zero to over 300 sales within 3 months. And really that 300, I think I made 100 sales. I don't know. It was very short. It was like under a month or whatever. It was wild to me. And they kept going and going and going. And the thing about it is, like, with Etsy, if you have the sellers app on your phone, then it does the little cha-ching every time somebody purchases something from you. And I think that is like the coolest thing. So I would hear these little cha-ching, cha-ching throughout the night and so on and so forth. And then on that journey, and this was all from a digital design. That's why I have this up, because I'm working on some other stuff. And I just want to encourage you and kind of hopefully show you how to create your own. Like, this is just an example, but you do what you like or whatever. But anyway, so so I was getting these sales and I had these digital images out, but this one particular image, just like, people loved it. And I remember when I created it, or really I used AI to create it, but I had no idea. I didn't even have a specific prompt. It just appeared. It was really wild. I can't really describe it, because I went back a couple of days ago to look at my prompt, because I was like, what did I do? How did I do that? Because there's some tricks to the trade, but I did not do anything special. And that's what was wild. But I remember when it popped up on my screen, I was like, oh, wow. And so I just happened to put that out there. And it wasn't a perfect image, but it worked. And in fact, I'll show you what I mean by why it wasn't perfect or whatever. So anyway, I get this image out there and people are starting to buy it and stuff. But the thing about it is, what happened? Then what happens on Etsy sometimes is, like, people will purchase the image and then go resell the image. And that's like No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's like, and not only will they resell it, what they were doing was bundling the image. Well, either they would resell it and they would push the price down lower. And with digital images, you're not profiting a whole lot because you don't charge a whole lot. Digital images aren't expensive, okay? But then they were putting it in their shops and reselling it as their own, and it was like, no, that's not the privilege that you have. You can, create t-shirts, mugs, whatever, and make more money off of it doing it that way by making t-shirts and stuff like that. So I was putting in what do you call it? What do you call it? Oh, I can't think of the term, but I was submitting this over to Etsy for disputes or whatever, and then they counter disputed. That's not the word that I'm looking for. So anyway, and I was like, okay, how are you going to counter dispute? But neither here nor there. I let that go, and I just stayed focused because I felt like if God gave me one thing, He can do more. But I think it was just a learning lesson in itself, to not doubt myself, not doubt my designs and work, and just give it a try. You never know what's going to hit. And I didn't know how it was going to go. So anyway, like I said, right now it's over 300 sales. But in that, I mean, it looks like over 30 states, people from over 30 states have purchased it, which I thought that was pretty cool. And I think one or two countries, one was in Australia, and then the other one was like in Europe. So I just thought, and I don't even know how far that's gone because most of these people have their own t-shirt businesses, and I've been able to see stuff on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Temu. So now, like if you have a Temu shop, the encouraging part, like I said, it's a big learning lesson because had I known it was going to go quote unquote mini viral, not like huge, but like huge beyond my own imagination. But I would have thought differently. Like I had some friends say, you you should have sold the t-shirts, but it goes a lot. There's a lot that goes into t-shirts, and if I'd have got that, what am I trying to say? Unless it would have been print on demand. But if I'd have got that rush in, if you would, oh, I would not have been able to. I wasn't prepared for it, just to be honest. But like I said, I learned so much along the way, and maybe I'll have a video about what I learned. But anyway, let me just share with you. Let me go over to Temu. So, and I have multiple designs out there, but this is wild to me. So, this is well, not that, but this particular design is the design that I made. So I offered it in, with some text at the top. So like this was the actual text. And then I actually gave the people who bought it from Etsy, I gave them two options, one with the text and one without the text. So you could create your own text. So I just created this design, and look how many, this person created a Temu store. I don't know how they're printing so cheap. And they sold over 1.3 thousand shirts from the design that I made. That is wild to me. I was in my feelings a little bit because I'm like, oh my gosh, I only sold 300 designs and I'm not even profiting, but I'm blessed by it because, like I said, in more ways than one, to just be encouraged by it. But anyway, that was one of my designs. This design is another one of my designs. It looks like they've sold over 350. And there are multiple people out there that have multiple stores. So what you're seeing is this is a different store for this particular design, which I created. They sold over 258. These people sold over 113. So like 166 here, 186, 142. This is wild to me. This is wild. And I'm like, wow. But, like, and you can't be salty about it. It's really exciting because you're helping other people. And let me back up. That's not mine. But it's just wow. Okay, so the guy 803 Fresh, I was watching an interview with him the other day, and or what he said, he was like, oh, somebody had asked, uh, now he has some fans, and the lady was like, hey, do you have like a patent or something on a copyright, whatever. And so he was like, you know how I feel? He said, I feel like I'm an employer to, and I'm paraphrasing this. He said, I feel like I'm an employer to people that I haven't from employees I haven't met or whatever. And he said, how I see it is like everybody can make some money off of this, like your t-shirts. And I mean, it's other people out here doing the boots on the ground. There's other people doing great designs and stuff. Um, Yeah, like this one sold 581. I mean, that's not my design. So it's not just one design, but I'm telling you, I am so encouraged by the design that I created. And it's just like people want those designs. This one and this one. And that's top rated in the men's polo section. So it's just like wild to me. So anyway, for him to say that, he was like, everybody can make some money, So he said he was blessed by it. So I feel the same way. And that was my kind of how I had to take it, instead of feeling like, oh, well, you could have made a lot of money. Trust me, I see now, because if I start calculating all the places plus the 300 people that bought this design, I don't know how many they sold. So you're just like, wow, you just took one thing and was able to bless a whole lot of people. I'd love to just see people wearing the design. But you've helped lot of business owners, small business owners, side hustlers or whatever, with your creative work. And I think it's just amazing. Like people, that sold. They got a little change, some lunch money, some pay some bills off, help something. So I just think, and then like I said, they were able to recreate their own text, if you would, which was a good thing. You see how people just got creative, and it's not just Temu, but Temu's really been selling, but also on Amazon. Let me see if I can go over here real quick. But I'm just going to show you. It's so cool to see. Yes, and you see my little snacks. But, oh, I didn't do that correct. I don't know why I did that like that. T-shirt. We'll go over here. And so I had my shirt out here. But I'm going to tell you. So I did create, I do have an Amazon merch account, in which they will print t-shirts for you. But the thing about it is, Amazon, their printer, you have to set the image up as a CMYK, because it's not going to come out like this bold color, which was kind of like, because I ordered one off of Amazon since I have Amazon Prime and got it back in 2 days. But let me tell you, I was like disappointed in it, because of the coloring. But I realized that I've got to play around with it, because it came out like a little maroon thing. But anyway, there were multiple ones over here on Amazon as well. But you really have to work with your coloring. It has to be a CMYK. Like this person kind of did theirs, changed their colors a little bit, I can tell. So it's definitely something that you would have to do on Amazon merch, because their print is not going to come out that bright unless there's some kind of setting. But it's just so neat to see, like somebody just recreated my image in AI. But I can tell, like that's the one. So, and people have been able to, you know, make some change, make some money. That is so cool. It's so cool. So I show this to you to encourage you, like, just give it a try. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're doing, your gift is really what I'm trying to say. Whatever it is, your gift is there to bless somebody else. And once you take your mind off of just trying to keep everything uh, to yourself or whatever. Like the 274, this, I mean, it's wild to me. Um, Instead of just keeping it to yourself and just open up your hand, because the more that you release, the more that you get behind it. And there are so many different ways to scale. And even though if somebody's stealing your image, or you see people prospering from it, which you should, that's why you're creating these designs, to be able to sell, to help other people, if that's the direction that you want to go. There are other ways to scale. And so you just got to really think beyond just the minimum. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think, how far can I take this? What else can I do? What can I do that nobody else is doing? And so anyway, I say all that to say that get out there and just give it a try. Open that store, open that Etsy store, Stand store, Shopify store, POD, print on demand, Printify store, Amazon merch, and just give it a try. Because I can guarantee you the majority of these designs that you see, and like I said, apparently you can get stuff real cheap on Temu. Well, not apparently, but you can. And create a store out there. I'm going to look into that, but I'm trying to figure out my thing is, who are they using to print? So that's my thing. I'm going to do some research. Okay. So anyway, because I'm like, does Temu have print on demand? I guess I could ask ChatGPT. What do you think? So anyway, but the majority of these designs, just looking at them, they're made through AI. You don't even have to be an artist anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't be an artist, because there are some very talented people that is a gift. They have that gift. And so, but for everybody else, if you don't have that gift, but you have an imagination, and AI, something like a tool like ChatGPT, listen, you can be a creator. Okay. So anyway, enough of that. I just wanted to show you my excitement. I just think that is so cool. And these are different stores, different designs and stuff. And just to see, yeah, it's over. This is just one store. I think it was another store that made over 1,000. But if I could calculate all the number of number of stores that sold this particular design, oh, I'm sure it's thousands. Like thousands of people have bought this shirt. That's wild. Anyway, I just wanted to share my excitement on that. But let me show you how I do some of my work. So anyway, I start with okay, let me go over to ChatGPT. So I start with ChatGPT, right? So I go into ChatGPT and I say, because once you kind of train ChatGPT, and maybe I can show you how to start training your AI to what am I saying, to create the prompts or whatever, because I even have it, I trained it to help me do my Etsy product listings and different stuff like that, because the format is the same, the framework is the same, it's just different words, if that makes sense. So same with your prompts, for the most part. Now, what was I going to say? And I'm all about efficiency. So AI is that thing. It helps to make things better. And I mean, you can do a gazillion things in AI. And I just totally encourage you to jump on the bandwagon. So anyway, I don't want to make this a long video, but so for this particular image, and this tool that I'm using is ideogram.ai, ideogram.ai. And so it created this design. It created several versions of it. And you can use it as logos. You can specialize. You can sell the image as a clip art, or t-shirt designs, or however you choose. Or they could put on products, whatever. So I just went over to ChatGPT, and since it's already kind of what am I trying to say? It's already kind of trained to know how to create a prompt. I said, please create a design prompt for the rich auntie. I'm not. So what it says, and so it says, absolutely. Here's a bold and luxurious design prompt for a T-shirt titled "The Rich Auntie," perfect for sublimation, DTF, or screen print. And that's the kind of image that I want to sell to my on my Etsy store. And so it creates the design prompt. And if you have you can either have Chat GPT just for the free version, and it'll give you 3 designs if you would, and for the day, and then that's it. But I paid $20 because it's worth it. I just use Chat GPT. I'm telling you, for designs, for my content, for the listing information, for my prompts. But anyway, so it creates this prompt, if you would. And even if you're stuck, because like maybe you're just starting and you put that in there, it might not return this to you. I think it will, because every time we enter something into an AI tool, we're feeding it knowledge, we're feeding it intelligence, if you would. Uh, but and yeah, so I just want to kind of share that with you, and it remembers those things, not just yours, but various other people that have entered information into the AI tool. In this particular example, this is ChatGPT. But let's just say if you entered this in, but you really had a style that you like. So let me just say, uh, let me just go out to Google. Let me just give you an idea. Logo examples. So I'm just going to say something girly, rich. I don't know. So let's just say I wanted to have a different. I wanted to have a nice style or something. So without copying, because you really don't want to copy. Let's just take this as an example. So maybe I want it to look like something like this. Well, you could copy this image in, and I'm not saying create the image or recreate it and sell it, because then that's like it's not authentic, it's not your own. But you want the what do you want? You want the style or something similar, but not that particular one. But what I would do, you could go out here and copy the image. I'm just going to give you an idea. So, and then you would put it into, and I'm not saying copy somebody's work and sell it as your own. We're not doing that. What I wanted to do is say, now that I've copied and pasted in here, I'm going to say, please create a prompt for this image. And it could be on the shirt or whatever. And you could say, please create a prompt for the image showing on the design on the shirt or something. And then now what ChatGPT is going to do is analyze that, right? So then it returns a prompt. So you're kind of feeding it information on the styles that you like. Now, when I go back and say, now create a prompt, a design prompt for baby bling. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and use my tool. So here's your prompt. And what I use, I have the ideogram only gives you so many. So I also pay for membership over here too. So it's $20 a month. But if this is what you do, this is what you do. Now, meaning if this is what you're wanting to do, definitely the investment is great. But if not, you can use the daily free trials and just do what you can, right? So make the most of those free trials. So anyway, I'm going to copy and paste that prompt that I made over in ChatGPT. And I'm not saying I want it to create the same design. I don't want that, because really what I would go over there and do is maybe change it out, or say recreate the prompt, but make it my own, make it unique, do something different. Now you can see how ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, ideogram made these images, right? But because I know it's, this might be somebody's term or whatever, it's kind of like rich auntie. I guess it's either way, but I probably would change it around because it's too much like the other person's. So I would say, so here, hold on. Let me do this first. Please make the design more unique and change the words to rich auntie. Okay. So now that's how you modify it, right? And so we can see what hopefully it changes, it should change the style. So we're going to grab this prompt and I'm going to go ahead and put it back over here. And let's see what it returns. And I really like ideogram. Now this is cute. Ideogram is good for, see how they changed that up? And that's good for like, okay, hold on, let me back up because I'm skipping. Ideogram is good for like typography type work. And the reason why I have I just thought about that. The reason why I have the paid version is because I can make my designs private. If you put it out on public, then other people can see what you're doing. Hints like this. And I don't like all the work that I see out here because some stuff that's just not me. It's a little, people get really interesting. So, but you can get ideas from here. So let's just say this. Maybe you like this particular person's design. Well, you can look at their prompt and copy it and then put it back over in Chat GPT and say, please take this, I know I'm kind of skipping. Please take this prompt and make it unique and use teddy bears or something. Use a teddy bear or something. So I'm just going to show you how to do that here to see how different that's going to make that. So let's just see. Okay, so it created a prompt. So I'm going to go take it back over to Ideogram and see how it creates that. So, but my purpose was to show you that Ideogram allows you to look at other people's prompts because they have variations of designs and then grab the prompt and you can ask it in here to recreate it, or you can go over to Chat GPT and ask it to recreate a whole design. So I'm going to, instead of this butterfly, let's see what this looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that over here, and then we'll get back to my designs. But the reason why I was saying that is because you can see everybody's design if you don't have the paid version, which you can make your designs private. And especially if I'm working on something that I'm wanting to resell or whatever, I would rather have my stuff private. Now, this is what it turned out. I really don't like that design, but I'm just giving you an idea of how you can recreate designs. But let me get back over to the creations that I made, which was the cute little rich auntie off of that one. So let's go back over here. And this is so cute. So people could use this for, what can they use it for? A t-shirt design or clip art or, book cover designs or whatever. So, and I like Ideogram because it gives you different variations of the design. So whatever stands out, like I think this is cute. So I could sell these separate. This is real cute. So I could sell these separately or what have you. But this is, to me, a winner. And that was just kind of based on the inspiration that was found over here. But see how we just kind of mixed it up so it wouldn't be the same, if you would. And so that's how you start to train your Chat GPT to create the prompts for you, let me go back up here. It's based on, you can base it on an image or whatever, or and then go from there. And you just keep changing it up. You can change the words, ask it to change the colors, and so that's how you start to train your Chat GPT. And then what I also do, so once I get this over here and find a design that I like in ideogram, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and download the designs. But because there are three that I actually like, I don't want to put that on. But since there are three that I actually like, I'll probably offer that as a bundle over on Etsy. And so, in fact, I actually kind of like them all because they could use them for various things. But anyway, so I'll put it on Etsy. So how I how I make it very efficient for me to create my Etsy listings is after I download these, I'll take it over to let me just give you an example of my process. So I'll download the design, I'll go over to Canva, and I'll just have like a running page. So this was my original design for Rich Auntie. So I'll just keep creating like a page, if you would. And so then I'll pull in, you'll just import your designs. And I usually just do it one by one over in Canva. And I'll go ahead and remove the background. Okay. And then I'll just, name it Rich Auntie Design. I'll name it, and then I'll go ahead and download it as a PNG. I'll expand this to 3 or above 3 or whatever, because you want it at least 300 DPI. And then I'll make sure that the background is transparent. And also, before I do that, what I kind of like to do, and sometimes what I'll do is hit print with Canva so I can see it on a t-shirt or whatever design that you desire, whatever you're trying to give an idea for. What did I do that? Nope, I don't want to create a t-shirt. I just wanted it to print. I wanted to show. Oh, well, I'll leave that alone. But usually the mock-up. But anyway, so I'll go ahead and just do the current page because I don't want to do all the designs. So I'll download this as a PNG because that's all I want to sell. It's very easy. You don't have to worry about doing anything else or offering any kind of designs, because the people that have bought the designs have been able to print out the PNGs for their businesses or whatever easily after they download it on Etsy. So anyway, I'll download it. I'll hit done. So that's going to go, it's going to have that transparent background. And then what I do, the next step is I'll go over to Chat GPT, and I have a little folder over here in Chat GPT for my designs. And one of the things, or for my work. And so one of the things I did is I created like an Etsy listing description chat. These are called projects. And so what I'll do, and so basically what it does is it remembers my format. So all I have to do is pull in my design. You can upload it, but since I have a Mac, I can drag and drop. And then I'll say, please create a product listing for this one. So what it'll do is it's going to analyze what this is. And I'm sorry if you hear my dog in the background. He is snoring. But anyway, it just remembers my format, because what happens is, like, over at Etsy, like I said, people will resell your design. You don't want, you really don't want them to resell, but you really can't control what they do with it. But anyway, so it gives me the title, and then it gives me the product description. And this is all I do is I just copy and paste this over into my Etsy listing. So I'll just show you how I create one. This is a design that I did, but I'm gonna go over here. see if I can just create a brand new one here. I'll go over to listings. And then I'll go ahead and add listing. Okay. So what you'll do on Etsy is you'll add the listing, you'll select digital, then you'll hit, you'll hit continue, you'll select digital files and who made it. You can say I did, and then this is a finished product that was made within these years. And I usually, because I did create it using AI, I just said with an AI generator, you don't really get dinged for it, I don't think. But do your research. If you have production partners or whatever, then you can list that. I don't have any. And then now all you have to do is just enter your information. So all I do is just do a copy and paste. So this is my title. You can't use like special characters. Oh, hold on. So I'm just kind of showing you how it works, so that hopefully it'll make it easy for you. I'll just say and we'll do that. And then, so then it asks for photos. Oh, and video. So you do need mock-ups. So let me show you this tool that I've been using. Oh my gosh. So you need some product mock-ups for your designs. I found this tool. Somebody did a video on what do you call it? On YouTube. And they were like, oh, you can use this for your mock-ups. So this is a free mock-up generator. I do have the paid version because there are different designs. It's always the ones you're like, oh, I wish I could use that. So anyway, this allows you to create mock-ups, product mock-ups. And I just did it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. So you hit upload design. You just go ahead and create an account. And so it's going to ask you to pull in the design. And I think this is mine. Okay. It's taking a minute. Okay. So what it'll do is it has like a variety. Oh, that's not the one I want. Okay, hold on. It's not the one we want. Remove this design. I'm going to drag and drop this PNG file. You want the PNG. But if you have, why is it doing that? If you have the, oh, here it is, PNG. So, but if you have the paid version, I think you can use the background remover in here, but I would just do it on my own for free. So anyway, it has different mock-ups that you can use. You can either do it for apparel, like your t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, accessories like tote bags, phone cases, mugs, just all kind of stuff. And it's really, really cool. So what I like about it is, let's just say we want this. You can change the color of your shirts. So let's just say we wanted to change it like that or green. I think that's cool. So I really love this tool. I love it, love it, love it. So let's just say we want to use her. And it allows you to expand the image if you would, if it's not big enough. 1 second here. Okay. You can pull this out to expand it to how you like it or whatever. I think it's just cute. And I would probably just use it. So there's no reason to have to go out and do all that stuff, right? So anyway, the only thing is if you don't have the paid version, it only lets you download like a small image, so come almost like a thumbnail. Hold real quick. Hold on. Okay, so sorry. So it allows you to just have some cool, I actually like this one, but you can change the color of your shirt or design if you would, product if you would. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's something cool, but you'll need your little mock-ups for what do you call it? Etsy. So after you do that, you can download it, but like I was saying, you only get like the small um, version of this. So you would have to find a tool outside to scale it up so that it would look right. But this one will allow, the paid version will allow me to download a larger one. So anyway, and you can go back and select like any other product if you would, so that you can give people an idea of how they can use the design. So if you want it on a tank top, you want it on a cover of any sort, like a book cover design or whatnot, you could do something like that. And yeah, so I like this tool. So let me just give a variety if you would. And like I said, you can change the color up, which I think is so fun. So we could do something like that. And what it does, what I kind of like is, I don't know if anybody has ever used like mock-up tools, and it doesn't look authentic because like the shirt might be a little wrinkled or whatever. You can't really, you have to really do some, you like back in the day, Photoshop, and you had to do like your use your warp tool and stuff like that to just make it look more authentic. Well, this does it for you, which I think is cool. So I like this just to give a variety. And then they have mock-ups and t-shirts or whatever. Let me go back to that. That you don't have to use people or whatever. But up here, they kind of have like preloaded things you can filter by. So let's just say you want without people. You want a t-shirt mock-up without people. So you could use this. So let's just try this. And like I said, so the mock-ups are good for people to be able to see your listing or whatever. Or see how it would look on a product. That's what I was trying to say. So anyway, I really think that's so cute. So, and it allows you to change. I didn't see this. So now you could change the color of this design of one. That could be a black one or purple one, something like that. And I like that because the overlay, it cuts it off perfectly. I love it. And you can change it a little bit here. Yeah, that's cute. But see, I want them different colors. See, that's cute. That is so cute. And then you can change the background by hitting the background. So like I said, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I just want to show you the possibilities. Oh, you can give it different backgrounds. It's pretty cool. I haven't used these. That's pretty cool. So however your store is set up, if you would, is how I would, I would keep it kind of consistent, if you would. So it doesn't look like your brand, if you would, is all over the place. But that is so cute. Yes. I think I like that color. So it just makes it stand out, because I would go on there and be like, that is cute. And I'm going to go ahead and download this. So, and I think I'll do one on a mug just for grins. They actually have water bottles too, because I know that's popular and people make those. So anything that you think would attract your audience, if you would, I would use that. So I'll do this one, because why not? This looks like Paris or some nice metropolitan area. Let me do this. Just giving people ideas. Yeah. So you could do that. You could change the color up again. And just give people ideas on how it can be used. Right? And like that. Okay, so I'll download that. And now I'll go back over to my listing. I don't want to stay on that for so long. But now I can I can pull this in. I'm just dragging it in because I have a Mac. So I'm just dragging these in just to give people ideas on how they could use them. Oh, I need to use that. Let's see. I kind of liked her. Okay, so I might use that or that one just so people can see the design. And actually, you can preview your work. And while that's doing that, I'm going to go back over to ChatGPT and get the rest of my listing. And once you create, let's just say you're creating designs under a specific theme like Mother's Day or Father's Day. Well, when you create one over a listing over in Etsy, once you finish that and that's complete and you published it, you could copy it if you would, and then just take out the files and the wording and all that stuff, and then keep the rest of this stuff at the bottom the same, like your tags and stuff like that. So anyway, we won't get into that, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea. So you'd upload that digital file, just however many. I only had that one, so I will give them that, which is that PNG. I'll add my description that I created over in ChatGPT. Okay, and then I will put a price on it. And usually I just price mine for $2.99. It's really, really, really low, but this is your estimated earnings because this is a digital product, and that's the main thing. You're making money, and it adds up if it's trendy or if it's during a particular theme. You know, you have weddings coming up, graduations up here, Father Day's coming up, Juneteenth, 4th of July, Memorial Day. You got a lot. We have a lot of holidays. We have a lot of themes, you know, that you could do or whatever. The quantity, I usually set it at $9.99 because it's the digital image, so it's unlimited, really. And then it needs to be set to digital files. And the next thing you need are the tags. I mean, no, that's category, which is digital. I'm sorry. You scroll on down and you need 13 tags. You want to make sure that you add those so that people will be able to search easily. And I've trained my GPT to look for that or ask for that. So I'm going to say yes. And so it should create my tags. And they need to be comma separated. Hopefully, yeah. So there's my tags. And all I do, and also it gives me because I use Instagram and Threads to promote my work, and Pinterest to promote my work, which I encourage you to do, you know, if you choose or whatever. But I think if you help drive traffic to your store, then it's going to help. It's going to help because you can't just set it and forget it. I mean, you can, but you do need to promote your work. So anyway, there are my tags, and I'm going to go ahead and hit publish, and it's going to charge about 20 cents for the listing per month or whatever, every 3 months or something like that, but it comes out of my profit. So anyway, it's out there, and yes, those are some other work that I did. But I'm going to go ahead and find this real quick. I'll put this as a feature. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and view on Etsy. And there it is. There's my listing. See? And so people can see the designs. and how it looks. I think it'll even look prettier on after it's printed. But yeah, there you go. And people can, I actually like this because people can see, and I think that's just cool. Um, I'm not sure if I like that 100%, only because it looks dull. So, but some of your colors or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's it. And there's my listing. And that's how it comes out. And yay. So anyway, I hope this video encourages you. I hope it just inspires you to get out there and create, even if you don't think that you can. I just showed you some shortcuts and I showed you the possibilities. So let's get out here and let's just go as far as we can and make it happen, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and just let me know what you think. If you want to learn something else, let me know. But I'll be back for some more. I missed y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Have a great day. And let's go Thunder. OKC Thunder.